Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Seminary. I hope you all are doing great. So I came across this video from Sister Tabitha. A very big shout out to Sister Tabitha for bringing out this video. Sometimes some people will be given grace. Some people survive by grace, right? And some people do not remember to extend that grace. Why do they do that? Because they do not feel that you deserve it. Probably because by association, they already have distanced themselves from people that were given grace. This video will enlighten you more about it, and it's by W0rld. The same man who thought he was going to be the vice president of the United States. He thought he's smart. See, on a very serious note, there are some people that do not use their initiative. W0rld and Tim Scott are one of them. I know Tim Scott is not part of this video, but bullet is also hitting him because they are conservatives. Yeah, people that do not think that black people should have any privilege or enjoy anything. This man had criminal records, and he is on the floor agitating for no mercy for young boys if anything happens to them. And how did he come out of his criminal record? Because he was given mercy. You see, Crockett is a huge rock. That's why they are always mad at her. Let's get into this video.
Introducing Congresswoman Crockett.
This debate, my heart simply broke.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today in strong support of my bill, H.R. 4922, the D.C. Crimes Act. Rather than prioritizing the safety of law-abiding and protecting the lives of innocent residents and visitors, district officials have actively facilitated dysfunction and chaos through their progressive soft-on-crime policies. Instead of addressing the clear epidemic of youth crime in the city, the D.C. City Council increased the age of youth offenders to individuals 24 years old and younger, meaning fully grown legal adults in the District of Columbia can receive sentences meant for children. This is simply insane. And that is why I introduced the D.C. Crimes Act, which lowers the definition of youth from under the age of 25 to under the age of 18, removes the ability of judges to sentence youth offenders below mandatory minimum guidelines, and requires the D.C. Attorney General to establish a public website containing much needed statistics on juvenile crime in D.C. The Trump administration's efforts have shown that lawlessness is a choice. And it is time for Congress to step up, adhere to our constitutional duty, and firmly address crime in the nation's capital.
Many people know me for being able to do alliterations, and all I could think about was amnesia allows adolescent accountability avoidance agility from across the aisle. So work with me for a second. Imagine being a young man born to Jamaican and Panamanian parents who messed up not once but twice. Imagine standing in front of a judge with your whole future hanging in the balance, and instead of prison, you are given a promise of mercy. Your record gets wiped clean. You get a second chance at life. Now imagine taking that promise and turning it into promotion. You go to college, you get a job, and even become a member of Congress. That's what redemption looks like. That's what America is supposed to be about. And that is exactly the story of the next wannabe governor from Florida. As a young man, he went through pretrial diversion for misdemeanor marijuana possession. As an adult, yet younger than 24, he was charged with and ultimately placed on probation for felony bribery charges, which ultimately were 2 expunged. He was given a third chance, and now he's the face of a bill that would not afford young people in Washington, D.C. the same opportunities afforded to him. Let me be real. If he had grown up under Donald Trump's America or under the very D.C. crime bill he's pushing today, he wouldn't be standing here as a member of Congress. He'd still be living with the weight of those charges. So let's call this what it is, opportunities for me, but not for thee. He climbed the ladder of redemption, and now he's yanking it right up from the D.C. youth. See, most of us were taught to lift as you climb, but clearly Some have forgotten to lift as they climb, and now they are committed to telling the next generation to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. I will not sit quiet while a man who was saved by grace turns around and tries to snatch grace away from others. If we're going to be real about crime, about communities,
Gentlelady's time
about...
has expired.
I'd like to yield for an additional minute, please.
Gentlewoman is recognized.
about second chances and even third chances, then it needs to start with us looking in the mirror and remembering that even the author of this bill has a story too before he tries to lecture DC on safety. And it would be complete hypocrisy to have, hypothetically, someone convicted of 34 felonies to lecture DC on what to do with youthful offenders who have been scientifically shown not to have fully developed brains under the age of 25, especially if said multi-count convicted felon was in his 70s when he was convicted. What would be his excuse? Because his brain would be fully developed. And with that, I will yield back.
Remember in a video a few weeks ago, I told y'all that you have got to research your candidates, Democrats or Republicans or third party. You have got to research those candidates. You cannot look at a political candidate and think to yourself, oh, that political candidate looks like me, so he's going to do right by me. Byron Donalds and Tim Scott are the epitome of not all skin folk are kinfolk. Here's the facts. Byron Donalds is not Black American. He is Caribbean American. He's in this country and at one point was a criminal, not once, but twice, and was able to get his record expunged, was able to participate in programs that were implemented probably by Democrats and was pushed by our ancestors. Because of those programs, Byron Donalds was able to have his record expunged, allowing him to move on with life, to be successful, to become a United States congressman. And now that he was able to benefit from all of that, now he wants to implement policy to prevent young kids from following in the same pathway. He made it up that ladder and now he's pulling the ladder.
This is all I got from this video. And I want to say this. Have you ever seen someone who crossed a road? Like you crossed a road, right? And you are calling for the road to be demolished. And that is actually the same road you might go back home from. But you've passed. You think because you've passed, let's demolish the road. Let's cut the road into two. So there won't be any joint, from here to here or from there to here, there on the other side. This is what Byron is trying to do. And sincerely speaking, I am actually not aware that he has a criminal past. And he is standing in front of Jasmine Crockett to tell us how hypocrisy and how he is a hypocrite, because he is actually one. Byron Donalds, Tim Scott, or Tim Scott. Both of them are the real cons. But I will leave it. Let me leave it there. The fact that some of these people, I didn't know, but one thing I am going to tell these people is that no matter how you try, see, why do I have so much goosebumps? No matter how hard you try as a Black man or as someone that look like me, right? To be white, you cannot be white. You are not a white man. And the truth is that no matter how you try to, they will not trust you. Because they feel like they can trust you. How do you want them to trust you? They do not even trust Candace Owen when it is you, a man that already, normally on a normal day, they are very much scared of Black men. and you want them to trust you. How will they trust you? For what? Who are you? The same Byron Donald, you all remember his homecoming during campaign, the song that they played for him, W0rld Deceased song that they played for him. That is somehow some of them do not even know, like, that they are nothing. They do not see you as anything. They do not regard you as anything. Oh, I thought he was going to be the vice president in his wildest dreams. I am sure he must have been very mad, very pissed off after that. But I love it when people like that are very mad. I love to see them mad. I love to see how they look. I love to see how their faces are when they are pissed, when they are mad. That someone that was granted mercy, he is looking for a safe word. You know, it's always them telling you that they are scared. Can imagine a black man telling me that he is scared of a black man. That is disgusting. Or a black man telling me that I don't date I don't date black women. You must really be a silly person, a foolish person. I said what I said. It's not bragging, but it's me telling you. I don't like, I am scared of black young men. Your child, who is, see how dark he is. See how black he is. But he want to tell me that he rolls with white people. We see it in your attitude. On a very serious note, Jasmine Crockett is a rock star that everybody need in their gang. If you do not have her, you are missing you are really missing. That's why they do not like her that much. And Lauren Luma and others will call her G0t, like a black, beautiful, educated woman. Why wouldn't they be scared? They feel threatened. That is it. Man, she is amazing. She did a great job. When he gets home, let him sit down and think about his life. Let him, anyway, only he has that common sense to think about all the wrong or bad things he has done being a conservative. But I wish him nothing but, I don't want to say it, but may our ancestor visit him at night with a cord. Bye for now.